Hi, I'm Monique Tschofen, an associate professor at Ryerson University, and I'm here to talk about my article, The Denkbild, or Thought Image, in the Age of Digital Reproduction. I would say that my paper is about whether new media can beget new philosophy. If so, what would it look like, and how would it work? What could a new media philosophy do that traditional philosophy just can't? The reason these are important questions is because over time, many writers have lamented that philosophy, as an enterprise, had become congealed, its thoughts disconnected from action and from feeling, and they've wondered what to do about it. And the answer for some writers was to change the form that philosophical discourse took. So we see this in Nietzsche's Twilight of the Idols or Walter Benjamin's Arcades project. What my article discusses is a minor but radical genre of philosophical writing initially practiced by the members of the Frankfurt School who intended to disrupt form in new ways. And then I try to show how this form is resurrected and extended in the work of a digital artist. The significance of my paper is that I offer a way of thinking about digital works in relation to the history of ideas. And I do this in a way that's attentive to medium specificity. That is, I try to understand how what the work is shapes what it can say. And in fact, this concept of shape is important to my paper because it is the digital work's unique capacity to provide a scaffolding for thought that interests me the most. The Frankfurt School called their experimental genre the Denkbild, or thought image. Described by Ernst Bloch as the strangest form in which ideas have ever been cast, the genre of the Denkbild, in the hands of the German 20th century writers like Benjamin, Adorno, Krakauer, Bloch, and others, offered compressed, often lyrical snapshots of theoretical insights. So these were modeled in part upon older philosophical forms like the aphorism, but the writers also found models for their thinking in the popular visual practices of their day, like collage, montage, and even cabaret. So there's something improvisatory, fluid, and disconnected about the pieces. Rather than being abstract and discursive, these philosophical snapshots were firmly anchored in an everyday reality filled with incarnate things. They talked about socks, train windows, spoons, and telephones. But what their snippets reached for were some of the most important philosophical questions of their time, which were very much anchored in the everyday social world from which they derived their inspiration. My argument is that an installation using the relatively new digital technology of augmented reality by Caitlin Fisher from York University has revived this genre, and what this new medium offers her work is a mechanism to do philosophy differently. First, let's look at the work. You're going to see here that the medium of augmented reality has this unique capacity to produce ghost-like images of time and its afterlife through really a fragile magic that lays itself bare. It's well suited to a project intent on interrogating the way we come to know the history of the present. This is what it looks like. A box sits on a table filled with everyday objects from the feminine domestic realm. The magic happens when you pick up an object and hold it to a screen like an iPad. What pops up are ghostly images of a range of family photographs, homemade books, home movies, and the like, all examples of the kind of visual media Annette Kuhn calls memory texts. A voiceover recounts the everyday lives of 3 generations of women focusing on their creative powers.
We both liked fake Morse code very much. We could be caught in all manner of dangerous situations, and we'd need to think fast and stick together to get out of them. My grandmother, she's a storyteller and always just a tap away.
The work is really part boîte en valise, part Wunderkammern, part life writing, home movie, family album, and technological novelty. But is it philosophy? I argue that it is, and that it's important to understand the work in this light because only then can the significance of Circle's form and subject matter be understood. Something is going on with its suturing of lyrical fragments of prose with a series of tangible everyday objects through the mediations of a digital screen that is so much more than merely aesthetic. This is a powerful feminist philosophy that takes advantage of the medium's ability to produce a kind of concrete thinking through, paradoxically, an imminent demonstration of its own conditionality. If the German Denkbilders' idea was to push the form and content of philosophical writing by offering snapshot flashes of insights into things that might otherwise seem banal, Circle's idea is to sculpt these kinds of insights into constellations anchored in an architecture that is at once material and conceptual. Fisher's feminist work not only posits community as the context and goal of philosophical thinking, it cultivates it. And in my paper, I show how this works. So I hope you enjoy reading the article, and I want to thank Theory, Culture, and Society for publishing it.